goodness. This is worse than the witch head. Wow, welcome everyone. This is awesome. What an awesome venue, right? Yeah, I love it. And this is my first time doing stand-up comedy ever. So far I've been telling all my jokes sitting down. So this should at least help with the hemorrhoid problem. No, I'm really happy to be here tonight. I love this city, and I love a lot of you here. I'm not going to say I love you all. That'd be strange. But no, I love the city so much. I actually used to work for the city. A bunch of my old coworkers are right here in the front row. It's nice. I worked in the finance office. I stopped working a long time ago. It was way back in May of this year. I guess that wasn't so long. But I worked in customer service there in the finance office, and it was really riveting stuff. I took payments for water bills and business taxes, and you still with me here? Still with me? No, the work wasn't the best, but the people I worked with were absolutely the best. You guys, miss you guys. I still remember the first day I'm meeting everybody, and Brian started working after me, but Brian and I became good friends. Brian's right here in the front, and hung out with him outside of work. Carl sat behind me. He's Filipino, my wife's Filipino, we got along great. I actually almost shot him once. Accidentally, and it wasn't at work. I think maybe I should clarify that, at a gun range. So that's kind of how we did that. But no, I also work with Alicia and Rose, our billing ladies, and they had kids in high school. My younger siblings were in high school. We had a lot to talk about. It was great. And my boss, Kimberly's here tonight. If I need a letter of rec, thank you in advance. But no, she was great. She was good at signing paychecks. I liked taking them home. We made a great fit. But I think who stuck out to me the most was, I don't want to embarrass her, so instead of using her real name, Dina, I'll call her Donna. Just for the story. No, but Donna and I sat next to each other, and on my first day, I'm like, okay, we'll see how this goes. A little nervous. I know she had a couple, Bible verses around her desk, keep her calm. She said a little prayer before the doors open. I'm like, okay, well, this isn't D-Day. We're gonna be okay. And then the doors opened, and I was wrong. But the customers started coming in. First guy comes in, puts his bill down. You shut my water off. I paid this bill every month. You say I'm 3 months late. And I look him up, I'm like, actually, you are 3 months late. He's like, this is ridiculous. I'm getting a lawyer. I'm suing you. You haven't seen the last of me. I'm like, well, it's a monthly bill. I'm going to see you in a few weeks. But then another customer comes in and he's like, hey, man, after I pay my bill, I'm going to go to prison. Want to come? I'm like, no, I think I'll just stay here at the bureaucracy and stick to myself. He's like, no, man. Have you ever been to prison before? I'm like, can't say that I have, friend. And he's like, then how do you know it wouldn't be a lot of fun? I'm like, I can just kind of guess. He's like, trust me, I've been to prison. Word of advice, never follow up trust me with I've been to prison, because it doesn't really help out. Sentence 2 with sentence 1. But no, I really liked working with these folks. I love having them here supporting me. And I loved growing up and working in the city that I'm from. It's great. Is anybody here from somewhere other than Grants Pass? Yeah? Just shout out what state you're from. California. New York. Wow. New York. You must use Apple Maps. You're lost. But no, it's good to have people here from all over the place. I'm partial to this area. There's a bunch of great things about living in Oregon. The clean rivers, the forest, but everything comes with its own pros and cons, okay? The best of things and the worst of things. For example, living in Oregon. The ocean is actually really close by. But it's so cold when you get there, you take a picture with your hoodie on and go home. Like, that's all you really do. We have an NBA basketball team. Yeah, the Trailblazers. You just have to risk going to downtown Portland to watch them play. Never done. You don't have to pump your own gas when it's cold outside. But you don't get to pump your own gas when you're late for a meeting. You're gonna get fired for being late too. They're like, come on, fill it up, let's go. But you know, pros and cons. California's really close, but California's really close. And everything that comes with it. Sorry, California people, you're out of here. But I'm also a real estate agent, so meet me afterwards and we can talk about options. I'm just during the summer, there's a lot of forest fires, and there's a smoke that gets people depressed and sad. But there's some other smoke that can make you pretty happy. Just saying. Another one, you know, it's so lush and green in Oregon and wonderful that it makes you want to go out and explore, see the wilderness. But mixed in with all that wonderful, lush, green Oregon countryside is poison oak. Thumbs down. Recall poison oak. This stuff is nasty. I call it Satan's salad. And putting ranch on it does not help. I've learned that now with the rash. No, if someone says poison oak too loud, I get it. All right? It's bad. It looks like the prize-winning gourd at the county fair and the prize-winning tomato at the county fair had a baby. And you're like, is that a fruit or a vegetable? Oh, it's moving. It's Anthony. Oh my gosh. Get away from me. If you're not familiar, just avoid poison oak, okay? Avoid it. Avoid it like an old high school classmate in Walmart. Just walk away. Don't talk to him. Don't look him in the eye. Just disappear into the clothes section. Whatever your name is. No, I'm actually really bad at this, and you know, people ask me all the time, Anthony, you seem like an introvert and an extrovert. Like one night you're hiding in the clothes rack at Walmart from an old high school classmate. The next night you're like doing stand-up comedy, so what's your deal? But here's the truth. Some people are bad with names, some people are bad with faces. I tend to be pretty bad with both. Yeah, I'm like a blind, naked mole rat just trying to get home. Like, don't look at me. Don't talk to me. But no, if I've ever done this to you, if you come up to me and said, hey, how's it going, Anthony? And I don't remember your name or I introduce you with the wrong name, I just want to take this moment to say, whoever you are, I am sorry. And I mean that sincerely. If you came up to me after the show, I would say it the exact same way, right to your face. I am so sorry, whoever you are. My friend. I used to use that in sales all the time. Right where I put someone's name, I'd say my friend instead. It's just as friendly. It's like, hey, it was really good to meet you. You too, my friend. Yeah, exactly. Just like that. Oh, but no, I mean, more worthless than I are the people that are like, well, I'm not too good at names, but I'm pretty good at faces. Yeah. It's like, worthless piece of crap. Wait. Oh, there's a face I've seen before. Wow, bye. Wonder who they were. Hi, face, I bet you have a name. People are like, oh, I'm good with faces, but it's like the only way we could make practical use of these wastes of space is if we came up with an app that was kind of like the one where you hum a tune and Google will tell you the song and the lyrics, but you gotta do it with faces somehow, Like, work with me here a little bit. You're like, okay, I saw this guy in the store, don't remember him, You open your phone, you're like, oh, it was your old landlord, Or you're like, her face looks something like this. That was your ex-girlfriend for 5 years. Don't remember her? Or, you're watching a movie and you're like, who was that? Tom Cruise. Getting some of you to laugh at that would be an impossible mission. But it looks like it worked out pretty good. Oh boy. I told myself if the show doesn't go so well tonight, I have a giant tub of Nutella at home and a loaf of Wonder Bread. Gotta love those comfort foods. We are Americans after all. Let's hear it for comfort food. Yeah. Who's got a comfort food that's like a go-to? Anybody? Ice cream? Heard something else? Ice cream. Let's go with ice cream. Did you know the average American eats 5.5 gallons of ice cream a year? And when I read that, I was like, wow. Boy, do the years fly by in my house. And it's good to know, at least in one way, I'm above average. You may not know this about me. I actually like eating at buffets. And I know what you're thinking, I could see that. You know, my fandom's grown over time. But, you know, when you think of a buffet, I know what's in some of your minds, okay? This dimly lit, scary, uncleaned little buffet on the side of a casino in Vegas, where they don't just serve breakfast all day, they serve it all week, because they cook everything on Monday and just set it out, right? And yes, these places exist, and I ate at one once, and it was the biggest gamble I ever took in Vegas. But I made it out, you know, and let me tell you, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. You've all heard it. Not true for diarrhea. Absolutely not. Followed me home. Since you liked that one so much, you know, I wasn't going to bore you with the details, but I've eaten a 6-pound burrito before. You know how it's going to end. You already know. I actually ate a 6-pound burrito twice, not in the same sitting, okay? I'm not there yet. But some of you may know the restaurant here in town, Casa Amiga. Has anybody eaten at Casa Amiga? Yeah. That place is incredible. I know Jose really well, and I was in there, and he goes, hey, Anthony, we have this 6-pound burrito, and if you can eat it all the way in one sitting, you know this one, you'll get it for free. And I'm like, free food, 6 pounds of it, let's do it. Yeah? So what did I do? I got my friends and family together. I was serious about this. I didn't eat for the first day and a half right before I went in. I drank water only the day of. I had my bishop come and say a prayer with me before I started. He was there. Is Jeff Elseth here? God bless you, Jeff Elseth. I made it. But I sat down and I was eating the thing, and I'm like, okay, all I gotta do is finish. Just gotta finish. Just gotta get through it. You know, I took my time, finished it in 48 minutes. And let me tell you, gaining 6 pounds in 48 minutes is surreal. Almost as surreal as losing 6 pounds in 12 seconds the following morning. Yeah. So I go back into Casa Amiga after a while, you know, feeling a little lighter on my feet. And I walk up to the wall with my picture on it, and like, I'm the man. And then I saw a picture right next to mine of a guy who finished it faster than me. I was like, who is this? You know, he had long hair, thick shoulders, and I was like, Redneck Thor beat my record. And I knew I was gonna go back and eat it faster than him.
Get it!
Another!
Get it!
So I went back, I did some training, you know, some intervals, 2-pound burritos in 5 minutes, these sorts of things. Got myself ready. And I went back, you know, it was like a boxing rematch, you know, Jarvis versus Burrito 2, let's do this! And I sit down, bam, 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 I'm like a magician in reverse, you know, the handkerchief's coming out, the burrito's going in, you're like, where's it going? You know? And I finished it in 37 minutes and rolled home feeling real good about myself. So I go back in there, feeling like the king of the town. I've saved everyone from this, you know, gargantuan burrito. I'm the hero. And Redneck Thor's got a second picture. And he's beat me again. And I walked up there and I was like, I knew at that moment that I was never gonna try that again. I don't know, what do you guys think? Should I go back and try it again? Yeah? Did I mention the record is 8 minutes now? I saw you were like, yay!
Love your body! Love your body! Don't do it!
I don't know, if my life insurance covers death by burrito, I might try it. If not, I don't know. Speaking of, you know, liabilities, I'm from a pretty big family. Yeah. Who's from a big family in here? Trick question, we're all one big happy family. No, I come from a family, maybe you heard earlier, 9 kids. 9 kids. And people always come up to me, Anthony, what's your family like? Tell me about your family. And I would try to go through every kid, and I realized I was just wasting people's time. I just needed to come up with something more abbreviated, where I could be like, look, my family's like this, or my family's like that. Get the picture, right? So I was thinking about what our family is like, and I was like, I got it. My family is the Fast and Furious film franchise. It's a lot easier than giving every sibling's bio. I'm like, we're the Fast and Furious franchise. Let me explain. There's 9 of us. People are wondering why they're still making us. They're all starting to look the same. The 3rd one was the best one. If you catch my Tokyo drift. Mom always drove around like the cartel was chasing her. And my dad was a big, bald, frowning guy who ended up being the hero in the end. If you don't know what I'm referencing, it's Vin Diesel's character, Dom, in the movies. His catchphrase in all the films was, I don't got friends, I have family, right? And that really resonated with me.
Does your daddy look that good? Does your daddy look that good?
Yeah. We'll be doing one-on-ones afterwards,
Yeah.
But, that line resonated with me. Thinking about it, I don't have friends, I have family. I was homeschooled. It was me. Yeah. And then there's my wife, Anna Marie. Where's Anna Marie? Yay! There's my wife. Spoiler alert, I love her. Anna is from a family of 11 kids.
Oh, she beat you.
11, so if we're like Fast and Furious, they're like the whole Marvel Cinematic Universe. Avengers assemble for dinner. Bum, 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 bum. And like everyone comes to the table. I remember watching them eat once. It was like, holy cow, what's going on here? And so when we sat down while we were dating to talk about how many kids we wanted to have, we were both a little scared. Like, hey, take it easy. We're gonna say how many kids we want on 3, right? 3, 2, 1. We were both like, 4 kids. We're like, oh, that's not so bad. Okay, we'll do 4. Right now, we have 2 kids so far. Little boy and a little girl. And I'm starting to think what I meant was once our family has 4 people in it, we're done. Right?
Nope.
But no, we're Jarvises, we'll have more kids. This is gonna happen. We've talked about it. But no, we have a wonderful, bright, brilliant, amazing little girl named Azalea. Oh, and a son named Austin. Sorry. I keep forgetting him, I gotta stop doing that. Especially at the store. It's been getting awkward. And Austin's a good kid, Thanks, Austin. That was him. I love you, boy. Yeah, Austin's a good kid. I've actually had a really fun time. Yes, son. We'll talk about that later. I told you not to say that in public. But I've had a really fun time raising Austin and revisiting some old stories from my childhood. It's been great raising that kid. In fact, it's been good going back and reading old books that I didn't know from before, and some of these other things. And I've revisited some old stories that when it's time to put him to bed, for example. Some real heartwarmers. Hansel and Gretel. The old lady tries to cook you, you cook her instead. Sweet dreams. Or Little Red Riding Hood. Don't talk to strangers, or they'll eat your grandma. Now don't go out of your bed until tomorrow.
Why don't they listen? Why won't they listen?
I know, right? It's like kids. Come on, they're great at talking, but not incredible at listening.
Yeah.
Inherited from me specifically with my kid. But no, one story I didn't understand and thought was kind of petty, but I've come to understand a lot better now, is The Princess and the Pea. Have any of you heard that story before? You heard that one? All right. If you haven't heard the story of The Princess and the Pea before, it goes something like this. All right. So there's this prince. And he's like, I need a wife, don't I? Instead of saying, go out and find me the fairest maiden in the land, which is medieval slang for give me the hottest girl in town, just romanticized somehow, he goes, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna invite several elegant princesses over, and they're gonna sleep in their own room. We're not doing any of that. And I'm gonna put 30 mattresses in their room, 15 mattresses down, I'm gonna hide a little pee. And in the morning, I'm gonna say, how was your sleep? And if they don't bring up that they noticed the pee and it bothered them, he kicks them out and he's like, that's not the girl for me. And when I was a kid, I thought that was really petty of him to do. Like, come on, man. But now that I have my own kid sleeping in my bed, if a little pee doesn't bother you, I wouldn't want to marry you either. You know, I was gonna go out on that, but I'm having too much fun.
Come back in.
Here's something I cut out of the show. I think you'd want to hear about it. Technology can do some really great things for us. Like we can, found the internet, build cars, go to the moon, allegedly. Do all these sorts of things. But one thing we still haven't gotten down is like how to make a password reset easy. Like who's been there? Who's been like, oh, no, it's like giving you a hard time, okay? Let me tell you a story how this went for me. So a bill comes in the mail. I forgot about it, hadn't paid it, I'm only human. And when I was a kid, getting mail was exciting. It's like, oh, maybe it's a postcard from my friend or a birthday. Now that I'm an adult, and someone's like, there's something in the mail for you, I'm like, hide it! They found us! Throw it away, and we can pretend like we never saw it. But this came in the mail and it was a bill and I hadn't paid it, and so I'm like, okay, I'll go on the online portal and pay this stupid bill and get on with my life, right? And so I go in there, and of course I've created an account before, so I can't make a new one, and it's like, you're gonna have to make a new password. I'm like, okay, this is dumb. So I start typing, and it's like, before you start, it has to be between 8 and 12 characters long, it has to have an uppercase letter, a lowercase letter, a number, it can't have the plus sign, the minus sign, the percentage thing, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, okay, fine, just let me make my password, okay? So I'm trying to remember all of the different functions of that. It takes me like a half hour. And then I hit submit. And it's like, okay, first of all, you can't do it this way, we were just kidding. Second of all, that was a pretty weak password. Have you ever done that to you? It's like, that was weak. Sorry, I let you down. So I'm like, okay, what do we have to do next? It's like, just answer a simple security question you've already put the answer into before, and we'll let you sign into your account and pay the bill. I'm like, that sounds pretty reasonable to me. What's the security question? They're like, yeah, just tell me who your third grade teacher was. I'm like, oh, was I homeschooled that year? Mom? Incorrect. I'm like, oh, okay. We can do this. Give me another question. And it's like, I can tell it's getting a little suspicious of me by now. So it's like, what's your favorite book? And I'm like, maybe it wants me to answer with what I should answer with. The Bible? Incorrect. I'm like, okay, fine. Give me another question. It's like, if you had $1 million, what would you spend it on? And I was like, is this computer flirting with me? I'd spend it on my medical bills on time. Nope, incorrect. I'm like, okay, just fire some more questions at me. It's like, do you believe in life after love? And I'm like, what does love got to do with it? Do you know the way to San Jose? No. Who let the dogs out? PETA? No. It's like, all right, we're gonna give you one more chance at a security question, and then we're gonna lock you out of your account. I'm like, okay, fine. And it just goes, you gotta ask yourself one question. Do I feel lucky? Well, do ya, punk? I'm like, yes? Question mark? Incorrect! Locked out of the account. I'm like, oh my gosh. Is there anything else I can do? I just want to pay this bill and get out of here. It's like, okay. The computer goes, all right, Anthony, you got one more chance. Just prove to me you're not a robot. Well, this should be pretty easy. I'm not a robot, after all. How do I do this? Like, this is a little game called CAPTCHA. Where if you're a robot, we're gonna get you. Here are 9 pictures, Anthony. Click on all the pictures of stoplights, and none of the pictures that aren't stoplights, and then we'll let you in to pay your bill. And I'm like, okay, this should be crazy easy for a human, right? So I'm like, okay, now that is a stoplight, of course, because I am a human, and this is not, and that is, and that's not, and I was doing really well, and then I got to the last 2 pictures, okay? And the stoplight lopped over into the picture next to it just by a little. And I was like, all right, Anthony, what would a human do? I'm like, I am a human, but what would I do? So I click on the one that has most of the stoplight in it. I'm like, of course. And then I'm looking at the corner and I'm like, no, I'm a human and I would not consider that a stoplight. Submit. And it's like, I'm sorry, but you failed. And you're locked out of your account forever. And I was just like, maybe I am a robot. Anna comes in, did you pay the bill? I'm like, get away from me, human! Oh, you guys have been great. Thank you so much. We're going to take a little bit of a break. We're going to be right back with the Mike Guido. Stay in house, have fun, and thanks for coming. See y'all later.